Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot, and today you guys, I want to look at what Trump is doing. It's always what Trump is doing. So I'm really concerned. I'm filming this Tuesday, February 4th at 7:13 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I just saw like an hour or two ago that Trump made this crazy statement during a White House like presser with Benjamin Netanyahu, and he made this bold statement that he thinks that the land in Gaza is now hell and that the US is going to take it over and clean it up and we're going to develop it. What? This is insane to me. This land is not Israel's land. This land is not the US's land. This land was actually Palestine's land. And it was taken by Britain, essentially, in, what is it, well, there was the war in 1917. They were under the Ottoman Empire, and then that fell, and there was like the War of 1917, I think, and then after that, it was like in the 1940s, right around, right after World War II, the UN made it Israel so that there would be essentially a place for the Jews who were fleeing for the Holocaust to go. Okay. Do your own research, form your own opinions, all of that stuff. But that's a very abbreviated version. There's a lot more that goes into it, but like that's just some like high notes. So that land is the Palestinian people's land. And Trump just has decided that it's a hell, it's a wasteland. So he's going to just clear it out and develop it. And where are these people going to go? So the other thing to consider, you guys, is that this makes us a huge target for Iran. We already are. They've already said they were going to retaliate to Israel's last attack on Iran, and they were going to respond to both the US and Israel, and it would be, oh my gosh, they use the term, it would be a teeth-breaking response. Now the US is being bold. Trump is being bold and saying that the US is going to take that land. Are you kidding me? It's a genocide. So enough of me rambling on. Let's jump into the cards, you guys. So as always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and form your own opinion. So what I want to do is I want to look at what is going on with this whole thing, because this is insane. So let's see. What is the first question I want to ask? Well, first, let's just look at the general energy of it, okay? Let's do that. So just, can we get the general energy of how this situation is going to play out? Now, remember that we're looking at the energy as it stands right now when we're doing this reading. So right now, this is the energy. However, things can change, right? I had someone say, like, that's such a cop-out when tarot readers say that. Well, don't listen to me. People have free will. People can change things. So if somebody wants something and then they change their mind, they decide they want something else, which happens all of the time, then that changes energy, changes what could potentially happen. So understand that more than likely this is what will happen, but we don't know, right? And the other thing to remember too when we're looking at tarot cards is that tarot it's looking at images and archetypes, and it's trying to translate it, right, into what we're looking for. It's not as simple as like picking up a phone and calling and getting details. Like there's no details like that. So sometimes people wonder, like, why am I being vague? Well, it's like I'm trying to take pictures, right, and paint a story. It's not as clear as one might think. I'm flattered that you guys think I'm that good, but I'm not. Okay. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay, So there's a decision that has to be made, but there is someone who's being blind to manipulation. I very much feel like this is Trump basically being blinded and kind of being led along to like, okay, this is what we're going to do now. This is what we're going to do now. Kind of like that sort of energy. It's being deceived. This is all about being deceived. Now, what's interesting is this is the Six of Swords is, it's a journey. It's going somewhere. It's traveling. So, and this is in the position of what's challenging Trump. Okay, so we need to look at this. There's going to be something with movement, something with traveling. I'm wondering if he's going to actually go to Israel. This could also be talking about he wants to move forward with his plans, but there could be things that are stopping him from being able to enact his plans. The energy that we're coming out of is this High Priestess energy. The High Priestess is all about intuition. It's about having an inner knowing. And I can't help but think that this is referring to the energy of like so many people were screaming from the rooftops before Trump was elected. Like, if you elect him, this is what will happen. Like, people knew. We can all see it. I've been predicting, you guys have been seeing my videos. You know what I've been predicting. I've been predicting stuff since, before the election. And so I think that what we're seeing happen, a lot of people saw this coming. It's not a big surprise. I've been saying forever that that the financial market's going to tank. And what's really interesting is we're watching it. It's not going to be, so when I say things, sometimes I get hyperbolic and I get like, dramatic. And so sometimes I'll say things like, the financial system's going to crash. Well, okay. Yes, but it's generally not that fast. So it's like, it takes time to break down, right? So we're watching it happen and it's slowly happening. So what happened with those tariffs is like Trump was going to do all these tariffs. Then he like negotiated a deal, which was literally what those countries were already doing before. He felt like he got a win. And then he feels like he's the winner. And so that was like his motivation. But what that did is that eroded trust between the US and our allies. And that's going to cost him. That's expensive. That's very expensive. And what we're headed into is this absolute lack of balance. This is temperance reverse. This is like not having the right mix of anything. This is just everything being out of whack. Nobody being tempered. It's like emotions all over the place. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. What they're all excited about, and by the days I'm referring to like Netanyahu, I'm feeling like, Trump, and then anyone who stands to gain something from this, Elon Musk, like all these people, probably Russia, China, they're all excited right now because, they've got us. But this is like celebratory, like Four of Wands, like this is a party. Everyone's like excited and partying and like, this is so great. So not us, of course, but like Trump, Netanyahu, all of those people, Musk, they're like, this is awesome. This is like, we're getting everything we want. And they're getting all of this like cooperation that's coming in too. So people are like working to help them. Trump feels like people are helping him, but they're not. They're completely setting him up to get out of the situation. What's going to benefit them? He's like thinking, oh, these people are great. They love me. Look at us making all these deals, but they're not. They are setting him up. Again, the energy is this energy of like people celebrating and having a good time. Trump feels like he's king. He is king. And so is Elon Musk. And I'm really getting the feeling that the energy is, there's a lot for entertainment purposes only, do your own research, blah, blah, blah. I really feel like this is overindulgence. This is chemical substance use on like overdrive. This is alcohol. This is allegedly. This is like, the thing that Elon loves that starts with a K. It's all of that. And again, look at this. I mean, we have 9 of Cups. So this is the energy that's being put out, and this is the environment that they're in. And the environment is this 9 of Cups. And this is all about like ego. So we've got substances, getting together, partying, and then we've got like this sense of like ego. We're unstoppable. There's like, we have the world, you know, on a string. We can do anything we want. We're successful. Like, we've made it. We've gotten to where we want to be. And this is awesome. Then we have this Queen of Wands reverse. And the Queen of Wands reverse talks about just absolutely lacking virtue. There's no virtue in this at all. And how is this going to turn out? It's going to turn out with this Nine of Wands. This is battle. This is battle. This is war. They're going to send people in to clear out the land and finish what they've started. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at, let's see here. That's so bleak. Like, I don't even know what question I want to ask now. You know what I want to do? I'm going to pull some of these oracle cards that I have, and we will take a little peek and see what other random messages want to pop out at us regarding this situation. So basically, we're going to open it up like this. Spirit, just whatever information you want us to know about what is happening regarding Gaza and Israel, Netanyahu, America, lay it on us. Okay. Lay it on us. Let's see what we get here, guys. Now, remember what I always say when we're watching this stuff and we're giving our energy and attention to things that are high stress, we also need to spend just as much time, if not a little bit more, doing things that raise our vibration, right? Because we don't want to be in this like negative energy, because that doesn't help us, and it doesn't help the world. It doesn't help the collective, because it feeds more into that negative energy. We were talking about, you know, how it's the energy of things. So if we're all pumping out good energy, that, you know, hopefully can help influence things to make it not as bad. Maybe things can turn out a little bit different. I firmly believe that, like, you know, World War II could have had so many different outcomes based on the energy with those bombs. So, okay. While I'm shuffling these out, I want to remind you that if you guys are ever curious to know what decks I'm using, if you open the description box down below, there is a link to my website. And on my website, I have links to all of the decks, or pictures of all the decks, and links to where you can purchase them. I also have, this one's confirm or can't confirm. I'm going to put this back in because we're not asking a question for confirm or can't confirm. Also, if you want to support my channel, you can join my channel. The information to join that is in the description box down below as well. That was reversed. I'm going to leave that reversed. So you can check that out. My members get exclusive content, member-only content, and they also get access to member-only lives where you guys get to ask your questions, and I pull cards for you, and that's a super fun time. So if you're interested in checking that out, the join button and information is in the description box down below. It's 99 cents a month, so easy peasy. Okay. Okay. So the reason why I put the Democrat, it came out reversed, and I left it, is because I want to see how this fits in the context, because it could be the opposite of Democrat. It could be referring to Republican. It could be referring to Democrat. So I don't know. I want to get a feel for it. So if anyone's wondering why I flipped it and flipped it back. There's that high vibes, you guys. I'm telling you. I don't mean like to be, you know, that like Pollyanna toxic positivity. We're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about like, what good does it do to spend all of your time in like this energy of being completely anxious? It does no one any good. So don't put your energy there. Put your energy on things that are helpful for you. So, you know, spend your time reading something that's useful. Do something to improve your home. Do something to protect your, or to like get prepared for what's coming. Stuff like that, you know, stuff that raises your vibration, stuff you like. You guys, this is not looking very good. This is a huge deck, so I'm gonna mix it up. Okay. One more card, please. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of different things that we have going on. I want to put this flight and this air travel over here because I feel like this is referring to what we're seeing with the plane crash and all of that. Okay. So essentially what this is like a big warning. All right. A big warning. There's some crazy stuff going on that we need to be really concerned about. Okay. These are people that are working together, and they have been working together for a really long time. And a lot of people will talk about, like different groups of people, whether it's like the cabal or the Illuminati or whatever. And people, will say like a lot of times like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory. Well, I think that in some instances, some of those things perhaps are not conspiracy theories. So what we have is this group of people who are really like running the show, right? And one of the interesting things about Israel is that Israel has been a huge, from the beginning of time. So you guys can see behind me all of those books. You guys, I know I've talked about it. I love to read, but I love history, any kind of history, ancient history, whatever. So I've really, really studied like this history, right? And I've watched how things have kind of shifted and changed. And I'm a firm believer that there are definitely people that have more power and more control that are kind of behind the scenes, but they're the ones that are really calling the shots. And I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I think that that's legit. So we're dealing with this. Now, part of this group of people is there's this aspect of it. I think what we're going to find is a link to Jeffrey Epstein and these people. Now, this idea that the Democrats, Pizzagate, all of that, I don't believe in like all of that. But in every lie, there's like a little shred of the truth. I don't think that Democrats, were eating the blood of children or drinking the blood of children or whatever. But I do think that there are high-powered people who have been doing bad things to children for a very long time. We're seeing it because the stories are starting to come out now, right? So that's, I think, the link. And that's why, like, right now with Trump, they're never going to release the Jeffrey Epstein files because there's just too much in there. And I think what this Democrat reverse is referring to is that it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, right? It goes on both sides. Yes, we want our Democrats to be like, perfect, but let's be real. They're politicians. They're not. Are there good ones? Sure. But are there a lot of really bad ones? Yes. So I think that this is talking about like, if we knew the truth, if we really, really knew the truth, we would understand that it's nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. It has to do with stuff that has been going on for thousands of years. Yes, thousands of years. I mean, this stuff is nuts. I do think that we are going to see them try to clear out Gaza. I don't want to say that, but it's what I'm seeing. There's going to be support from the MAGA people because they don't understand. MAGA people are low information voters and people, and no disrespect, there's some people that just don't get into it, and I get that. But what that does then is it causes people who only hear sound bites to make decisions. And so these people, these supporters, are going to hear what Trump says and they are going to support him because that's what they do. And it's going to lead to some really, really messed up stuff. We know the kind of person that Trump is. He's very, very two-faced. And part of me is kind of worried about chemical warfare being introduced. I'm almost wondering if because I've heard, I don't want to misquote, but I believe I've heard that Trump referred to just drop a tactical nuke on Gaza and just blow it up and just don't put anything on it for a while and then go in after. It's like, what? Anyway, so I'm wondering if they're going to try some kind of chemical warfare to exterminate the Palestinians. This gift, I mean, I feel like this gift is referring to so many things. Trump getting the presidency, however he did it, so that he could like give this gift to Elon Musk of basically being a shadow president, giving this gift of the U.S. military and resources to Netanyahu to carry out a genocide so that Trump can create another shitty golf course. I mean, come on now. Okay, so I want to look at, so the high vibes, I think that this is just that reminder, like, come on guys, like, keep your energy balanced. I want to see what's going on with this flight and air travel. I don't believe that this is related at all to what's going on in Gaza, but I'm wondering if this has to do with what we're seeing, with what happened with the Black Hawk helicopter that collided with the American Airlines flight. I'm wondering if the Black Hawk was like intercepted, if the controls were like intercepted and it was like overtaken and was flown into the plane on purpose. There were a lot of people in that plane. That some interesting stuff. Okay, so this is a partnership ending. This is a battle. The Five of Pentacles reversed. Being at rock bottom and going up. Yeah. So I do feel like that happened on purpose. It was something happened between two people. Obviously, like some kind of a rift or something. Probably not that simple. This is like something much bigger. But because of whatever happened, they felt like that plane needed to go down. There was someone or something on that plane that needed to be taken out. And that's where we get this Nine of Wands. I feel like this was the pilots of the Black Hawk perhaps really fighting to try to get control back of it. The Five of Pentacles is like, it's a loss. It's an absolute loss. This whole thing is just an absolute loss. I just really feel like it was done on purpose. Whether the other thing that we aren't really thinking about or we haven't really talked about is the U.S. government has been giving like inoculations and shots and all kinds of stuff to soldiers for a long time. It's part of what they do. And we know that since the 1940s, they've been researching mind control. The CIA has been. They've been, the Nazis had a ton of research and science and studies regarding this. They use, the concentration camp prisoners to do it, which is abysmal and horrendous and horrific. But they use that science. So the Americans went in and they took a lot of that. And there has been all kinds of programs that they've done. The CIA uses psychics, remote viewers, like all of that stuff. They use it more than you would even realize. There is a book by Ingo Swann called Penetration, and he was a remote viewer for the military, and it's back there on my shelf. It's amazing. Go check it out. I'll link it in the, it's on my website, actually. So the link's on my website. Okay, so now what I want to look at, I want to go back to Netanyahu. I want to see what Netanyahu has coming for him in the next 6 months. What does Netanyahu have coming for him in the next 6 months? Seven of Pentacles reversed, Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. So Seven of Pentacles is like working, but when it's reversed, it's like not seeing any results from your efforts. So this is like he's been trying all these things, but hasn't been able to get the desired result. So whatever he's trying to aim for, he hasn't been able to get it. But now he has this cooperation. He has this Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, again, it's all about cooperation. We saw this in the bigger spread. The cooperation is coming from the King of Pentacles. Who are the King of Pentacles? This is Trump. This is Elon Musk. These guys coming in, stepping in to help him out. But this ends with the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords, she keeps showing up, you guys. This is that divine feminine. I really feel like this is something is going to shift where these people are going to be eventually neutralized, however that is. But I do think he's going to get cooperation from the Kings of Pentacles prior to whatever this Queen of Swords energy is. I mean, this is, when the Queen of Swords is reversed too, this is like terrible behavior. This is just terrible, bad behavior. So we can expect a lot of really terrible behavior out of Netanyahu. And I don't see anything that looks like incarceration like. So in the next 6 months, I don't see him being incarcerated. I don't see him being eliminated in any way. I see him, you know, based on those cards, being around for the next 6 months. Now let's look at Trump's energy for the next 6 months in regards to this whole situation. If you guys have not already, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It is super helpful. And if you like this reading, please consider sharing it. Okay. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups, partnerships, working together. Ooh, justice reversed. No justice. No justice. Getting away with stuff. Absolutely getting away with stuff. Four of Cups, this is like, meh, not interested, don't care. He is so spoiled, and he is such a brat, and he has lived like such a pampered life. I'm talking about Trump. That he just nothing, like, he looks at the situation, right, that all of us are looking at in horror, and he's looking at like, meh. It's just all about, you know, what he wants to do. He wants to work on his craft, which is creating, you know, shitty hotels and bankrupting casinos, and that's all his focus is. So I see him still going there. Now, some of you might say, because I get asked, like if I talk about Trump and I get asked, like, well, someone said he's going to die in 2 months, or someone said this, or someone said that. Okay, this is just the energy of where he's going. Because we're not looking specifically like end of life, we're not always going to see that. So just know that because I'm saying this for the next 6 months, it doesn't mean necessarily that he's going to be here for 6 months or whatever, okay? I've had people that have asked me on other videos, like, well, when is he going to die? My tarot doesn't work like that. I can get you kind of close, but I cannot pinpoint, I cannot tell you exact specifics, because again, I'm just looking at energies and pictures. So I just want to clarify that, okay? Because I do not think Trump is long for this world at all. So just know that. But this is just, it's icky. It's really, really icky. So this is what I want to say, okay? I want to wrap up this video and take a minute to talk about the most important thing, which is the Palestinian people. There are probably at this point hundreds of thousands, we don't know for sure, of innocent Palestinian women, children that have been eliminated. And, you know, we're looking at cards and we're flipping cards, but I want to take a moment to like really, like, this is like humanify, is that a word? Like really make like the humanity of the situation. We're looking at cards and we're looking at a situation, and I'm looking at a situation that's across the world, but I want to like be very, very intentional when I say that, it's not just flipping cards for me. Okay. Like my heart breaks for the people of Palestine, and they are in my prayers, and I do things for myself that I'm not going to share on YouTube what I do, but I do things with myself where I'm supporting the people of Palestine. And that's, you know, and if you don't agree with that, you know, that's your business. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because this was kind of a depressing reading. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Again, if you have not yet hit the thumbs up button and you like this video, please be sure to hit that now. And again, if you like this video, give it a share. It helps out my channel a ton. And finally, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that button right there. Boop, boop. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.